I work with women who want to develop their executive leadership skills, but in a way that connects with them being active, because sport and being active is such a core part of who they are. It actually helps in terms of their leadership development. I've always loved my sport. I've always been very active. And as I was getting more and more senior within the Air Force, I was finding I was having to be more conscious about being active. I know I'm not just more efficient, more effective, I'm actually a better person when I'm active. And I think that other people just need that bit of support. So that's where the nub of the idea of Ryhall leadership came from.
Having been in the RAF for 23 years, I'm guessing your experience of marketing was quite limited before you started your business.
I had gone through education, training, accreditation, all the good things about being a coach. And I'd never really thought about running the business side of life. And actually, in terms of being a coach, one of the most important things is getting yourself known for being yourself. And I really struggled with that because my experience of marketing was minimal, and my experience of talking about myself and putting myself forward was minimal.
So you've recognised that that was important and that felt unusual and alien to you. So how did you feel about marketing in those early days?
So I think I felt completely terrified by it. I think the word that really attracted me to working with you was overwhelmed, because I thought marketing was one of two things. I thought it was something that was done by professionals in a very professional corporate environment with big logos and well thought out catchphrases for huge brands, or it was what I perceived to be very in your face, hustly, salesy, pushy individuals sort of swamping social media. And neither of those spoke to me, and neither of those felt that they were something that I could do. So I heard this word marketing and just hid under my desk.
Yes. We just want to get past that bit. We just want to help people. We know that there are people out there who need our help.
Yeah.
And we just want them to find us without us having to do anything.
And from the moment I spoke to you, it genuinely was like talking to a kindred spirit, talking to somebody who just got who I was. And there was sort of a weight lifted off my shoulders that even though this was still for me to do, I just felt the responsibility for the marketing was going to be shared, but not in a you're going to do it for me kind of way at all. It was just in that I sort of sensed that together we would find a way that would work. And I think the thing for me, and I know I won't be alone in this, is although I've got a particular background in the military, I think anyone who is stepping out of a career that's been a long time, where they've had an identity, whether it's corporate, it might be a different sector, you've got to go through this sort of exploration of who you are as well as who you want to work with. And that actually is difficult to do on your own so I do think the support of working with you and then also in the Marketing Sanctuary has it's almost been that safety net of being able to do that kind of quite deep exploration, knowing that if something doesn't go quite right, I'll be safe.
You have to get that clarity first. And somebody looking at your business from the outside is so valuable. And you're much more confident and much more visible now, regularly, over on LinkedIn. So what shifted for you?
The two things that have fed most into each other are working out who my ideal client is, and really the work that you set me both one-to-one and then which I continued within the Marketing Sanctuary of who it was, what their problems are, how they feel. But that was always being mirrored back into what I genuinely felt I could offer. And those two things kept feeding one another. And actually, as I began then to get some clients and coach, that was, I suppose, the third part of it. And so those three things would constantly feed in a way that's just landed me now in a position where I feel I can be visible because I genuinely believe in what I'm doing and I know who I'm talking to.
And actually, you coming literally straight out of the military into this world, which was a real challenge for you anyway, you have done amazingly to get the clarity that you've got now.
And I think it was very easy to start off with when I was sort of trying to be more visible, of sort of looking at the number of impressions I had, the number of likes I had, whether anyone commented it, and just sort of going, oh gosh, is there any point to this? But actually I began to realise that every time I was posting, I'd get an email from somebody or a WhatsApp from someone. Sometimes they wouldn't even mention LinkedIn. For me, I think that the motivation behind it has been, this is more than just sales. This is my brand. This is my reputation. This is me building what I think Ryhall leadership can offer to other people. And this first stage of just having quite in-depth, serious conversations, but in a virtual space. It's been really, really good. And I do feel like it's become a really healthy habit, something that is, you know, it's of value. It's sort of, you know, slow release energy. It's the real stuff that nurtures us, rather than something that's going to push me over the edge and push me back under the desk.
Yeah.